Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Murin Urey here again. Live stream number 15. Hi. I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope that it's all good. As you can see in the chat bar, you can see for yourself in the chat bar what the topic is. The topic is discussing miscellaneous subject like the previous live stream number 14. As always, let me just copy and share the links as usual. And wait a bit for people to come online, and then we can get this party started. Come on. Share it in the Facebook group that I manage. But as usual, Facebook takes a good couple of minutes to load. Why won't you load, Facebook? Jesus, man. What the? Okay. For some reason, it's taking a bit longer. I have no idea why. I hope in any case that everyone that is about to come on is doing okay. I sincerely hope so. Local time for me is 3 minutes past 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Saturday. Today does not look like a Saturday. Not to me in any case. Does not look like a Saturday, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And for the rest, it's hot as usual. I'd say warm, but it's not even warm. It's hot as usual. I think it's 33 degrees or something. So yeah, just the daily grind for me, more or less. Crap. Uh, uh, Let me just share the link and get things underway. Okay, there you go. And everything else is fine. No issues. I think I find it a bit funny that no one's online. How odd. No one happens to be online. Seems very strange to me. But yeah, everything's on. It's fine. I'm live and everything. So yeah. Oh, okay. Code 919 is online. Hi, Morino. Hi, Code 919. It's taking the others as usual. It's taking the others a bit longer than usual to come online. I'm assuming that not everyone that usually joins the live stream is uh, is preoccupied in some way, shape, or form. So in any case, how have you been, Code 919? I'm assuming that it's just a daily grind like me, just the usual. You're asking me what I ate last night. Last night, that friend of mine did come by, but he came by. He was busy with doing something else, so he came by. I think he came by I think an hour or two later. He came by around 9:30, so 9:30. And at that time, I simply found it too late to actually go out. And besides, we had to catch up on a couple of things. You know, I had to tell him a couple of stories and whatnot. And it's okay. I just ended up eating the food that I had in the fridge, which was just brown rice, really, with pork meat and a mixture of meats, pork, chicken, and whatnot. Uh, no, I did not eat the leftover crab. I didn't eat the leftover crab. I still had a couple of crabs left, but I just had that disposed of. I'll get into that later, I think. So yeah, like I said, how have you been? Is everything going okay with you? And it's just a daily grind. Did you have any occult related questions or anything? Okay, you're saying all good. Okay. Okay, you were delving into astrology recently, you're telling me. Okay. What kind of astrology specifically? Horary, natal, transit. I started reading books you have recommended related to astrology. Okay, no, that's good to hear. That's good to hear and good to know. Yeah. So are you just looking at it superficially, or are you really delving into it on a heavy set basis? Yeah, I think the others must be preoccupied or something because you seem to be the only one online. I find that peculiar, almost strange. Okay, I guess the others are just busy or something. It doesn't matter. Quality, not quantity. Yeah, that book, Astrology for Beginners by William H. Hewitt. Yeah, book is book. That book is definitely the most practical book that I found that really teaches you everything as opposed to the other books, which are more they're simply stale, a bit more stale. I don't know. Right now it's 8 p.m. in Europe, so people in Europe are either preoccupied with doing something else. I don't know. Today's Saturday. I don't know. Maybe they went out or something. I don't know. And people in the US, they're either at work or otherwise. But you're assuming that they work on Saturdays. I find it odd. So, code 919, what do you do for a living? I'm assuming that you do work for a living, right? Oh, yes, I'm still in study mode. Okay, you're still in study mode, so you're still studying. Okay. And learning how to create websites. Okay, so you've got becoming a developer. You've got your eye on becoming a developer, I'm assuming, a web developer. Creating websites is relatively easy depending on what kind of platform you use. I, for example, can easily create a WordPress website. My website is a WordPress website itself, a premium websites. The other ones are. I remember back when I first started, since I couldn't afford it just to buy the premium package, I just started out with the basic package. That one's free, and you don't have to pay anything. Now I pay $300 a year. But yeah, the website is a lot more expansive. You can add a lot more things. You can add whatever the hell you want. You're not restricted like in basic mode. The basic version of WordPress, specifically WordPress.com, just gives you the basic functions. You can create articles and so on, but you can't embed YouTube videos and stuff like that. Yeah, I agree. WordPress is indeed that easy once you get a hold of it. WordPress is really, really easy. Once you just familiarize yourself with the basics, then yeah. I remember when I first created my website, I just followed an online tutorial, a YouTube video that was an hour long or so, and I just watched a bit of it every day. Like I think half an hour to an hour every day. I mean, what am I saying? 15 minutes every day, and in 4 or 5 days I was done. And yeah, it's easy, especially once you get used to it. The writer team is free. Yeah, the writer team is free. That's the team that I have on my website, but it is the most practical of sites. I mean, it is the most practical of teams. Writer team is practical. That's why I still have that team. I tried to find other teams that are better, but none of them come even close to being as practical as the writer team. That's why I still have that writer team. So yeah, that was the deal. Yeah, price doesn't matter, value matters. I agree. Yeah, it's about quality, not quantity. I chose the most expensive premium package because I have literally access to everything. I can change the colors of my team. I can add or remove whatever the hell I want, which is obviously what I want once my business got up and running and money started rolling in, and so on. Jason Dunn says, "Good evening, Moreno. Sorry, Jason, I forgot to notify you that I was going to come online, or as I forgot to notify you via WhatsApp the way I usually do." So yeah, I'm seeing 3 people watching this now. 3 watching. I You two are vocal. The other one does not seem to be too vocal in the chat bar. Code 919 says Practical Astrology, How to Make It Work for You. That book is basically going into extinction. Yeah. Keen, right? Gerald Keen wrote that book. Yeah. That book was ridiculously hard to get a hold of. That book is the only book that has zodiacal degree meanings. I give that the zodiac degree meanings in my e-course. So yeah, you'll get everything that you might need. So I had to do things the hard way. Even from my location, it took me like what, close to half a year or a year before I finally found it online. I think I ordered it from Amazon or somewhere because I was looking for zodiac degree meanings. That's okay. It popped up on YouTube. Jason Dunn says, yeah. Yeah, I understand. The second you refresh your feed, you'll get the latest videos subscription wise. So yeah, in any case, the site is just fine, and the only problem is that it's the market's congested. Code 919 making websites. There are so many people doing it. So finding a web developer, even on Fiverr, is ridiculously easy. And yeah, I manage my own website with everything. It's a lot easier to manage. If I want to add a video or remove a video or add a link, you name it, I can do whatever the hell I want. Easy peasy. If I want to add tags, you name it, just goes on. The only difference is that you can't add tags for pages. You can only add tags for posts, but not for pages. For example, the About Me section on my site and whatnot. Those are pages, not posts. So yeah. And I love the WordPress app too, although the developers keep screwing up lately. I've had to send a self-made video in which I elaborate and display what the problem is exactly in working with that app, the WordPress app, what the problem is, because I remember I've done it twice now, and I've had to reach out to them twice via email, and they've told me twice that yeah, they're going to fix the problem, but it seems lately that whenever they fix one problem, just another one pops up. The first one was the first problem was that when I wanted that every time I refreshed, the date jumped to the statistical date. For example, if you watch statistics for yesterday, and if you refresh it, it automatically jumps to the day. And I told them, nah, that's not supposed to be the case. Okay, if today is Monday, if today is Tuesday, and I'm looking at Monday statistics, how many people visited my website, etc., and I refresh, then it all of a sudden it just jumps to Tuesday, so today's date, which I don't want to, of course. And I told them, they fixed it. Long story short, but now there's another problem. Whenever you click on your website, when being in the app, you get registered as a visitor on your website because you're not in administrator mode. You have to go through a browser in order to do so, which is of course inconvenient. And that wasn't the case. In the app, you could just click on your website logo and it would take you to an admin version of your website. So all of a sudden I see in views or visits, I see Suriname, and I don't want that. I don't know, it used to be fine, but I don't know why the developers of the app of WordPress are screwing up lately. And I have to reach out to them and notify them. And the engineer that I spoke told me that he managed to recreate the problem, and he'll reach out to the developers and see to it that it gets fixed, etc. Code 919 says that book has insane value, man. When there are no more copies of that book in the market, you could just charge 3 times more for the readings. Yes, I know. But I'm not going to. I'll only do it when my Vice Lord feels the need to do so. He says, shout out to all, Sandalphon. And so says Samael. So does Samael. Shout out to all. So yeah, another thing that I was going to talk about is one of the things that I have on one of the articles on my website. Seems like something that I can bring up since I haven't brought it up before in any live stream. That is the what's it called again? The law of attraction. Yeah, I have it here. No, the writer team does not look like a free team, of course, it doesn't, okay? That's because I've improved upon it by putting my logo, by putting the Scorpio. With the languages and everything, you know, my website is literally just 3 to 4 years of work, content-wise. Yeah, in any case, I'm going to read this. The law of attraction. The law of attraction is simply put the notion or idea that you attract what you think or feel. If you think negatively, you'll attract more negative situations to you. Is this true? Yes. It makes sense, and I have extensive experience in this. Back in the day, between 10 and 5 years ago, I was stuck in a rut and weighed down immensely by black magic and negative entities plaguing me. As a result, I noticed that I attracted and engaged with vermin or bottom feeding people who aren't worth a damn thing. All of these things happen on their own, and I had no deliberate hand in this. I worked a dead end job, had no purpose, and looked like shit. This is the example I'm giving, and I can't compare myself now to back then. Point is that if you feel yourself in a bad mental state, if you find yourself in a bad mental state where you only see negativity where there is none, then you'll draw negativity to you. And this includes parasitic entities that will latch onto you and make things worse. Don't get things confused. Being someone that is in a superficially bad mood is not and doesn't apply. But legitimately being tainted by negativity to the point where you mentally are a broken shell or negative astrally or mentally, and this will happen. Another example is doing something while angry, and you'll notice that everything will start to go wrong. Something as simple as taking food out of the fridge will go wrong, and you'll drop everything or stub your toe or something similar. The opposite is also bad. Seeing positivity where there is none is not good at all. E.g., there's no such thing as a beautiful landfill. Reality is the best policy, and I am an ultra realist. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys have any experiences in this experience with finding yourself legitimately in a negative state of mind and then noticing that your life just comes crashing down or you just hit rock bottom? Oh, because like the article said, I have, okay. And the thing is that when you find yourself in such a bad, deplorable state of mind, that you automatically draw a bunch of vermin to you. We're talking about, you know, people that aren't worth a single thing, people that are just deplorable and disgusting in every way imaginable. You just draw people to you that are that aren't appealing, not even remotely. Back then, I remember I lived at that one bedroom apartment, and yeah, I worked a dead end job, like the article said. You name it, life was just a drag, a gigantic drag, to the point where I just felt lifeless. I just felt like life had no meaning anymore. It had life just wasn't worth living anymore. Not that I was suicidal, but that's just the way I felt. I see 5 people watching now, so that means that a couple of more people have joined us. Jason Dunn says, I agree. I've experienced similar. I wonder why sometimes out of nowhere I get palpitations. No, that's normal as an occultist. Yeah, you'll get all of a sudden you feel like some kind of wave of anxiety comes over you, and it feels like needles pricking all over your body or similar. Yeah, I get that. I've had that forever to the point where I just ignore it. That's normal, okay? That's just, it's one of the side effects, if you will, that comes along with occult work and having energies and working with energies or having energies surround you. But that way, another side effect too is that is that plants and so on also die around me since I'm an occultist. So all the energies that I am involved in or that work for me, just all of my overloaded energy just sees to it that plant life, flora and fauna around me dies. Specifically flora. When it comes to fauna, when it comes to wildlife, when it comes to people, then when it comes to animals, specifically insects and bugs, are drawn to me. I have it regularly that when I go out into the jungle or into the forest, bees and other kinds of bugs just by accident just smash right inside me while flying past. And yeah, I have that. And my patrons told me that, hey, they're attracted to your energy, your astral energy, the immense level of astral energy that you have. That's why you're pestered by them, so to speak, and the others aren't experiencing anything like that. None of the other people I'm with, for example, if I'm with a tour group, none of them are bothered. The thing is, the only one that's being bothered. I'm the only one being bothered. So yeah, you might want to look out for that or watch out for that too. Uh, the glasses that you see on my website are the glasses that you see on my website are just are glasses I recently bought. I love these glasses. They are called Fisherman Finder's glasses. I mean, sorry, flying fisherman glasses. And I have somewhat of a collection of them. I think I have, and they're not cheap. Okay, they're around close to $100 a piece, and they're very strong and sturdy. And I use them when I go off roading. They'll stick to your face. They won't fall off. You can wear them while going swimming and all of that. Flying fisherman glasses, and yeah, this is the picture that's on my website, and you'll see for yourself. These are the latest glasses that I bought. They cost me $60. So yeah, I have what? Two blue ones. I have this black one, and I have a red one. The red one was close to $100. I think $90 to $95. So that one was the most expensive one. But I can't complain. I love these glasses, and they're good. I went swimming with them multiple times, and they just stick to my face like glue. I mean, even if you shake your head violently up and down, they will not fall off. Someone literally has to smack them off of your face, and even then, they'll only sit crooked. They won't detach themselves from your face easily. Code 919 says I look badass. Moreno, yeah, thanks. Uh, yeah, so yeah, I have a bunch of these glasses. Code 919 says put on one of those glasses and do the stream. As a matter of fact, that's not a bad idea. I think I'm going to put on one of them. Um, oh. So yeah, keep in mind these are sunglasses, and yet it's so bright in the room that I can still see easily even with sunglasses. Yeah, I know I look good. People have told me, you look good. You look like a fucking badass, man. And I said, yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. I like it a lot. So yeah, this is just kind of how I'm going to do the stream. Thanks for giving me the idea. Jason Dunn says, yeah, you look cool, bro. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, this is, hold on. For anyone that's interested, flying fisherman. I'm going to give you guys the website, the link to the website. It's flyingfisherman.com. There you can buy these glasses and you can choose your lenses, what color you want them, and so on. I forgot what the name of this model is called. Okay, I have no idea. I forgot something like Morocco or some crap. The model name of it exactly, Caboose or Cabo, something like that. But yeah, they're built for water. That's what the website says. So yeah, you can imagine. These glasses are good for everything, okay? They are primarily for hunters and fishermen. That's why it's called flying fishermen. So they handle water incredibly well and all of that. So yeah, it is all good. I intend on going off-roading again tomorrow. I don't think I've showed one of you guys my off-roading videos. Are you guys interested in seeing my off-road videos, or at least one of them? Let me know if so. So yeah, let me know if that is the case. And I will hold up for a second. Oh crap. Okay, Jason Dunn says, yeah, sure, be good to see you off-road. Code 919 says, I've seen one. Which one did you see, Code 919? Was it the one with the red ATV or the blue one? Oh crap. Oh, come on, hold up. Hold on, Jason Dunn. I'm gonna show you. Oh, the blue one. Yeah. Here you go, Jason Dunn. That's the same one that Code 919 has seen. So yeah, I intend on doing that again tomorrow. But I'm gonna drive a red ATV this time. Hold up, I'll show you guys. Code 919, I'll show you a different one. A one where I am driving a red ATV. Just give me 1 second. This is the red one. And in this one, the guides actually recorded me with my own cell phone. Just take a look at it. Let me know what you think. And in the meanwhile, I'm just going to take a couple of seconds to answer an email from a customer. Okay, Tingy answered. Mike Law 4005 has come online, says hello. Code 919 is asking me how much I paid for the blue ATV. Blue one is in euros. It is 80 euro. For the red one, it is 135 euros. 135 euros. When the blue one is better, the blue one is four-wheel drive and everything. The red one is just a piece of shit. Although the landscape that you drive on is longer. The red one isn't that good, okay? Those are, yeah, the landscape is more expansive. The tour starts at, by the way, this is a tour for foreigners primarily. The tour starts at 11 a.m. and you head into the jungle and you're done at 5 p.m. So you stay in the jungle for approximately 6 hours. not even the jungle, let's just say a barren landscape, kind of like the savannah. But with the my Claw 4005 says, can you sing a tune? No, thanks. I'm not really good at singing, so I'm not going to make an ass out of myself. Any other requests? The blue one is more in a gold mine-ish landscape. That's why you see that red stuff on the ground. That's called bauxite. There's a lot of bauxite in Suriname, a lot of bauxite. As a matter of fact, it used to be Suriname's primary means of income since it was heavily exported. So it was the most valuable thing. Jason Dunn says, geez, that looks like fun. I've never been on one. It is fun, but you have to like it. You know, you have to be someone that likes the adrenaline rush. That's why I like it so much. I remember when I first started out, I was dead tired. I was beat up at the end of the day. It's like lifting weights. But I don't know, your body and your whole just starts asking for more. And before you knew it, I went 10 to 20 times. And that's why I'm so experienced. And besides, especially the red one, okay, the machines that they make you drive are the ATVs that they make you drive or ride are hopelessly broken down. Like I said, Suriname's a worthless and nothing shithole. So management only cares about making as much money as possible, and they don't focus on maintenance for continuity purposes. So you can expect that those ATVs are hopelessly. They belong in honestly, they belong in an ATV graveyard. I have to. If you guys look at the video with the red ATV, you'll notice that I have to hold my steering wheel crooked in order to move straight forward. If I move my steering wheel straight forward, if I move my ATV straight forward, yeah. If I move my ATV straight forward, I mean, if I hold the steering wheel in a straightforward way, if I hold my steering wheel straight, I'll be flying into the bushes in a couple of seconds. My claw says, what do I think about go-karting? It never appealed to me. There is go-karting here, a go-karting track, but it's more for children. It's more childish. This is more dangerous and therefore for adults. Eric Anderson says hello. He's joined us. Jason Dunn says, be right back. Gonna watch the red one now. Sure, no problem. Take your time. Code 919 says your glasses are attracting more people to the stream. That might be true since 9 people are watching now. Okay. Let me just say hi to a customer. Just bye to a customer via email. Get lost, man. Oh, yeah. Eric Anderson says, you look cool. Mike Law says, I saw your video about Samael. Do you still work with him? Of course, I still work with him. You should watch the rest. Samael is my everything. He's my number one. He's my patron. He's standing right beside me here. My bislot sandals on is right here. Sid Poseidon says, hi, Morino, that you saw Strange Angel. It's a series about the occult or dilemma. No, I have not seen it, but I will look it up right now. Strange Angel. Strange Angel Season 1 official trailer. Strange Angel. No, they use Crowley's dilemma or Thelemic teachings as inspiration or something. I don't feel like watching it. I've never heard of it. Can't be any good. My class says, have you read the hypothesis of the archons or archons? No. Oh. So yeah, that is it. Anyone have any other questions? Questiones. I really like the way I look in these glasses. I should do this more often, wear sunglasses during a live stream. Of course, I can't do it at night time. Otherwise, I won't be able to see a goddamn thing, I think. My Claw 4005 says Samuel is referred to as the blind god. What do you think about that? He says that that's simply because of his dualistic personality. That's it. That's all. I remember hearing about that vaguely, but I never paid any attention to it. Code 919 says, yes, you do look badass. Yeah, thanks. I know, I like it. I have a bunch of others, okay? I have a blue one, red one, and another blue one, but that one design is different. And that one is not a flying fisherman pair of glasses. It's a different brand. Oh, yeah, in any case, for me, it was just a daily grind. I have nothing to do today, Saturday as well as Sunday. Nothing tomorrow either. I mean, except for the fact that I'm gonna go off-roading tomorrow. But I have nothing to do today and partially tomorrow. Not even a ritual, nothing. Mike Law 4005 says, I'd like to talk more about it. Do you have to go? No, I don't. I just started the live stream, so yeah, knock yourself out. I've only been streaming for a half an hour. So again, go. Code 919 says different stream, different brand. Yeah, we'll see. Because it does make my eyes tickle. But that's due to the thick lenses, of course, making things appear darker than they are. Oh, so yeah. Unfortunately, when I went off-roading the last time, I have an expensive GoPro camera that I attached to my collar here. And it can take quite a beating, but I pushed it too far. And last time I went, it started malfunctioning after an hour. And that's due to the fact that it got wet on the inside. I don't know, during me driving in water, too much water splashed on it, which caused it to seep into the actual camera, and shit just went awry. So yeah, I am definitely going to wear the protective casing the next time. Code 919 says no one questioned your flags, Moreno. No, no one questioned my flags, but I currently took my flags down a bit because they need to be washed. They're at the dry cleaners right now. And let me see, because they were ridiculously dirty. But it's not just that, okay? People are also questioning not questioning, but my house is gaining an unusual amount of attention. Especially due to the sign that I have out in front. I have a sign with my name on it, a business sign. Hold on, I'll give you the link to my house on Google Maps so that you can see what my house looks like. Hurry up. There you go. That is my house on Google Maps. So there you go. And that is the sign. That's what my house looks like and whatnot. And that's the sign that's out in front. Michael Law 4005 says, I just think you should read Hypostasis of the Archons. It discusses the reality of the rulers. How does Samael feel about being called a blind god? Not being disrespectful, just asking. He says he's indifferent towards it. He honestly couldn't care. Couldn't care less if he tried. So that is it, and I agree with him. Code 919 says full of green. What's full of green? So yeah, any other questions? Code 919 says, and you have your website on the board. Yes, I have everything on the board. My website, my everything. Of course, they'll look it up. You say, no, they don't look it up. They just stare at my sign, you know, because my name is there, my phone number, my email address, and my website link. All over your house, Eric Anderson. My clause says, what if Samael is tricking you? Listen, Samael is telling me to ignore you, with all due respect, okay? Samael is my patron. He's the primary reason I've made it this far. And like I said, he's my everything. If he were tricking me, then I'd know it, and I wouldn't even benefit in the simplest of ways. So no, tricking me is not possible, so to speak. Code 919 says it's an individual house. Yes, it's one that stands out. The second you come into my street, you'll automatically see. Yeah, the second you come into my house, or the second you come into my road, you'll automatically see that my house stands out. My house is honestly the best looking house in the entire neighborhood. Um, so yeah. Oh crap. I by accident I switched on my the stream itself. Hence you guys hearing me briefly in the background. Jason Dunn says, so you're just chilling today or going out later? I have no idea. I think I might go out later, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. Code 919 says, have you thought of buying one? I'm assuming you mean a house. My class says, what Samael? I mean, you're assuming what if Samael is actually a demon who's tricking you? How many patron saints are there anyway? Again, I'm not gonna reply to what you're saying because it's just I can't even answer that, okay, without, because the question in itself is ridiculous. Again, I strongly suggest that if you really want, if you're interested, just look up, just look up all the stuff on my website in relation to Samael and whatnot. Again, if he's tricking me, then the entire world is tricking me. Again, the question is idiotic, okay? He's not upset, but he's telling me to ignore the question because it's beneath us, and I agree with him. Code 919, you're asking me why if I've thought about buying a house. Yes, I have, as a matter of fact. Eric Anderson is asking me if my neighbors feel envious. Yeah, but my neighbors are a bunch of stupid Negroes, so yeah. They have an extremely limited capacity for thinking. Not being racist or anything, but I don't need to point out the obvious. In any case, what I did today, my clause asking me whether me and Samael are the same substance. Yes, my bond with him is strong to the point where my intuition and him, almost my psyche and his, and him are interwoven. So they're one and the same pretty much. That's why I look like him too. Some people have told me that, and I've also noticed that. In any case, yeah, what I did today is that for the people, Jason Dunn, Code 919, the people that were online yesterday, right? You guys remember that I told you about Cabby that I drive with regularly, right? Well, as it turns out, yesterday he was also listening to the stream, the live stream, and he was of the opinion he didn't like the fact that I said, that I spoke the truth, that I said that he only cares about making money and that he's not willing to take free time off of just to have fun and all of that. And he just came by and things got emotional. Okay, specifically, he got emotional. Long story short, is that I simply cut him off as a friend. Like I said, since yesterday, he's an acquaintance to me, and we're not. It's not like we're not speaking. I have no issue with him and whatnot, but I told him now. After yesterday, I think it's for the best if you just don't drive me anymore. Okay, I'll just call someone else to pick me up as a cab driver and whatnot. But I think it's for the best. Okay, I'm someone, I don't like this kind of drama and this kind of crap. So yeah, so that's the only thing I did this morning that was worth mentioning. So yeah, and of course he was disappointed and whatnot, because of course he's losing a good customer in me, and so on. And I just told him, nah, it's just for the best. Okay, so yeah, he's just an acquaintance for me, but I broke off contact with him, so I won't be seeing him anymore. My clause asking me, do you have psychic powers to see things or know things away from you? What do you mean, know things away from me? Eric Anderson says that's sad. That can be sad from a neutral perspective, but it's not. Okay, if I go into detail, and by the way, I don't care whether he's watching or whether he's listening to this live stream too. Like I said yesterday, if the shoe fits, then yeah, feel free to wear that bitch like no other. I'm not going to restrict or restrain myself just to just to be considerate of, in this case specifically, his feelings. I already told you guys about the other cab drivers, the two ones, the one that wanted, the ones that were so broke that they don't even know what ordering from a restaurant menu is. The guy that just wanted rice with a big piece of meat, and he had the balls to ask the waiter that in a 4-star restaurant that I brought them to. I'm not talking about any of that. Okay, specifically relating to this guy. Yesterday when he heard that I said all of these things via the live stream, that's why he wanted to come by, and that's why my phone kept buzzing, and that's also why I stayed longer downstairs. I told you guys that I'm just going to be back in a couple of seconds, but it took longer, and it just turned out that he became completely emotional, and he started crying and said that, listen, this and that, I've got a bunch of issues to work out, I have so many problems, blah 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 blah. But I don't want to hear any of those things. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. For me, it was simply, when he did that, then I just became disgusted with the whole situation, because that's weakness for me. This has nothing to do with being macho or anything like that. It's not about the emotional part. It's about the fact that you're displaying behavior as if you want to gain pity from me, and that's weakness. Another friend of mine told me that he just would have broke off contact with me. He hopefully would have told me, he would have retained some sense of pride, and he would have told me, listen, if that's the way you feel, like what you said in the live stream, then then I think it's best that, we don't see each other anymore as friends or whatever. And I agree with him, but in his case, it was just, in his case, it was just, I just became disgusted. It's like when a hobo laughs, right? Or when a homeless person starts crying in the hopes of gaining pity from you. It's just, It's just, I become disgusted by that kind of weakness. And I was just like, I was literally like this. And what was going through my mind, what was going through my mind is simply the fact that he, is simply in this, what went through my mind when he was doing it was like, why the fuck are you getting emotional? I mean, seriously. And I mean, he really started bawling like a baby. He started crying his eyes out like a baby. And I wasn't having any of it. I just, But yeah, like I said, that's the way things are here, unfortunately. That's also one of the many reasons for why I do not like Indians in general. They're not the only ones, to be honest. Okay, pretty much every ethnicity has their flaws, and you're allowed to have your flaws. But for them, if you want to hurt their type, you just need to say something about them behind their backs and make sure that it reaches their ears, so to speak. Just see to it that it gets back to them, and you'll see. And you'll see that you'll see that it really hurts them. It really hurts them, because he wanted to talk to me the second, while I was still live streaming. The second he heard those things, and He's not fluent in English, but he understands at a basic level what I'm saying. You know, he doesn't understand it in detail, but he understands at a basic level in what I'm saying and what I was explaining to people and whatnot. Um, My class says remote viewing. Can you send me some money? I really would like to pay my mortgage off. Debt sucks, bro. Help a brother out. Help. Whites are the superior man. Just kidding. I'm assuming that yeah, you are joking. Okay. Eric Anderson says that's sad. Code 919 says, so this is what happened yesterday in the middle of the stream. Yes, that's what happened. He came from the same situation, Mike Law. No one helped him. Eric Anderson says, honey, very emotional person. Yeah, but yeah, that's the way they are here, okay? Most people here, let's call them people. I'm not saying that he was vermin, okay? That Indian cab driver, I'm not saying that he's vermin, but yeah, he's still a local person, and I just don't like the greed and all of that stuff. It doesn't matter how bad off you are, okay? It doesn't matter whether you're dead broke. That does not mean that you should just work all day and struggle and scrape every cent you get, in my opinion, in order to, and not just have fun, you know, at least let's just say once a month do something fun. Otherwise, what good, what all you the only, otherwise what good is your life if all you do is just work and work and work yourself to the bone, to the point where you have nothing to show for it? You didn't even take a second to relax and enjoy yourself or something similar. Eric Anderson says, sorry for repeating. That's okay. And like I said, I don't care whether he's watching this live stream. I mean, my intuition is telling me that he's not watching it right now, but he was watching in the beginning. That's why I pretty much semi-deliberately didn't talk about this right away. That and people went online first. It's just annoying. But as an example, yeah, most Indians here are like that. Okay, and I'm assuming that's the way Indians are globally. They like to gather together, you know, in a group. They like to give together. They like to live together in large groups like vermin. That's why I call them vermin. They like to, just in order to come off as to be as well off financially as possible, you know, to cover expenses and to make expenses as low as possible. It's always the same story with them. They're in debt. They have this that they need to pay off. They have that they need to pay off. They have a bunch of debts, blah, blah, blah. But again, that's bullshit, okay? And then they just live with maybe 10 people in a house, you name it, you know, a sister-in-law, brother-in-law, you know, parents-in-law, and they all just group together, honestly, literally like vermin. They remind me of rats, to be honest, the same way that rats just corral with each other, and I just don't like it. But that's the way they are. That's the way they are here, okay? Not just here, that's a typical third world mentality. It's always the same thing, and they simply display weak behavior. And what he did yesterday, I just found it very weak. I just found it very weak, and I said to myself, nah, this is the equivalent of the hobo that you don't want near you. Imagine a homeless person just crying his eyes out in the hopes that someone will pity him and give him some money. What do we do when we see homeless people? We evade them like they're the plague, like they have Ebola or some kind of horrendously contagious disease. We literally evade them like a plague. And that's the same thing. Whenever I just think about it, my skin crawls, and I'm like, I don't want that kind of weakness near me, okay? Because instead of just defending yourself, instead of just retaining some sort of pride and just saying, listen, don't take this the wrong way, but I heard what you said in that live stream, and I just don't like it. You know, we could have kept things between us, but if there's some problem, then just tell me to my face. And I was all game for that, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't mind even if he came back by me and he told me, listen, I want nothing to do with you anymore, we're done. I openly would have told him, fine, if that's the way you feel, get lost. It's that simple to me. But instead, he's just started making up a bunch of excuses. Like I said, that he has a lot of debts to pay off. He had nothing when he grew up. A bunch of fucking crap. Okay, just one hell of a sob story, and it's just put yourself in my shoes. Try to imagine something like that. And I'm completely calm and cool because you know I'm kind of emotionless and cold, to be honest. So I'm just like, seriously? And yeah, it's just weakness, okay? It's just weakness, and I don't like it. And weak people, generally speaking, are offended when when people say things behind their back. I told him, listen, I literally could not care. You can gossip behind my back all you want. You can say or do whatever the hell you want behind my back. I pretty much don't care. I'm not gonna let something like that get to me. I just don't. It just doesn't get to me. How insecure do you need to be? I mean, if a good friend of mine, someone that I hung out with every day, just said something like that behind my back, then it would be a different matter. But I just don't care, honestly. And I told him that. I told him I just don't give a shit. Nah, you can talk, you can say whatever the hell you want behind my back. I don't care. If it reaches me and it's something really painful or something really severe, then I'm gonna confront you. And if I can tell that you're lying, then I'm just gonna break off contact with you. I'm gonna tell you, okay, we're no longer friends, or I'll deal with it in some way. But nah, you know. And another friend of mine told me too. He doesn't want to lose the money. Of course, he's not gonna just break off contact with you like a friend because he's not gonna break off contact with you because he cares about the money. He cares about losing you as a good customer. Um, Code 919 says, every time you say vermin, I laugh hard. Show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. You become who you hang out with. Good to know you cut him out of your life. Mike Law, yeah, I sold cars. Indians negotiate with zero logic, best price, bro. What ethnicity are you? I don't want to insult your taste, but that's a pair of women's glasses. No, it's not. It's a pair of men's glasses. Why are you making these stupid comments? Seriously. Eric Anderson says Moreno half black, half Indian, Indian European. Mm. Yeah. In any case, in any case, yeah. I'm sorry. Someone in the chat section is briefly distracting me, but it doesn't matter. Okay. Just moving on. Okay. So yeah, that's basically what I told him, and I thought about it this morning, and I said, nah, I think it's best if I not. It's best if I don't get involved with him anymore. You know, it's just best that I break off contact with him, and we're just he's just if we just go back to acquaintances. Because can you imagine if I were to keep driving with him, if I were to keep calling him and having him drive me around as my chauffeur, how things would come off? It would just feel weird, and it's like when you it's like when you it's like when you how should I put this? Hold on for a second. Hold up for a second. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Something that I knew from the beginning. It's just something that was bothering me. Yeah, nah, Mike Law, that piece of shit is distracting me. Something that I suspected from the beginning. He kept making a bunch of stupid comments, and the guy's head is not screwed on straight, or it's some kind of worthless parasite. In any case, I already gave him the boot, so yeah. So that's that. Let him fuck off. That's what's distracting me. I'm sorry. Sometimes I've noticed that in the last 2 or 3 live streams, you've got some piece of crap that comes along every now and then and just ruins the stream or something similar. And I'm not having any of it, of course. As like you guys know, I have a zero tolerance policy for this kind of crap. So yeah. Okay, so he has been booted out, and now we can continue. I've got nothing distracting me anymore. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so that's it in any case regarding that acquaintance of mine. He's just an acquaintance now, and I'm just neutral towards him. Can you imagine what it's like if you know someone well and you guys are friends, and then it's like when taking 3 steps forward, you have to take 1 or 2 steps backwards. And imagine just being friends and then all of a sudden going back to being acquaintances. It's gonna come off awkward and uneasy. Imagine him driving me around and it's quiet in the car, as if we, for example, don't know each other or we only know each other superficially. And I wasn't having any of it. Mhm. I wasn't having any of it, so I was like, okay, no, this is no solution. And I just added everything and subtracted everything, and I said, no, he's more of a liability than an asset. So I'm just gonna break off. I'm gonna break off contact with him. And yeah, that's it. And he was not really willing to accept it, and he kept repeating that I'm upset, that I'm angry. I'm not upset despite the fact that I told him repeatedly that I'm not upset or angry. But yeah, it's like I was talking to a boulder. Nah, not negatively meant towards him, but it's literally like I was talking. It was literally like I was talking to a boulder. So yeah. So it's like I was talking to a boulder, and I just told them, no, nothing has changed my mind. They told me, okay, you can keep driving me. You can keep driving with me. Nothing has to change. Blah blah blah. I'm not upset. I don't know why you're getting upset. And despite the fact that I told him, and I clearly was not upset, I was completely calm and cool, the way I am now, completely calm, completely neutral. And I just looked at him, and I just stared at him, and I was like, okay, what what the fuck do you want exactly? What do you want exactly? And I just told him, no, my mind is made up. Okay, we're done, pretty much. So yeah, that was him. I just showed him the door. He had a key to my fence. I gave him a spare key to my fence, and I asked him that key back, of course, and whatnot. And another friend of mine that I told last night commented that, of course, he's not going to tell you that he doesn't want to drive you around anymore. He cares about the money too much. He doesn't want to lose a good customer, and he has a point. Indians by default are greedy, okay? Indians by default, all they care about is making money, most of them. Not him specifically, just Indians in general. All they care about is fucking money, and it's just annoying. And if you want to hurt them, all you have to do is say something about them or spread rumors about them. Stereotypical vermin attitude. I could care less about who says what about me or anything like that. I mean, the very fact that I am an occultist and I am public in the sense that pretty much the entire world has taken notice of me doesn't even remotely faze me. If someone has something to say or something else, then just approach me, have the balls to confront me, because God knows that I will confront you. Code 919 says by cutting off, you just made him stronger mentally. Eric Anderson says maybe begging for pity is basically sucking energy, right? Code 919. Yeah, pretty much. He was just clingy, and I just didn't like it, and I could clearly tell that now. He was just clingy. It was almost like he was begging me to keep me on as a customer because he doesn't want to lose me and so on. Because I understand, of course, from a business perspective, he's losing a large part of his income because I was one of the best customers he had. But yeah, and I did a lot of things for him. I helped him a lot. Okay, I gave him plenty of gifts. And he asked me if he's supposed to give me those gifts back. And I told him, nah, you can keep everything. I bought those things for you. I don't want them back. So yeah, that's already tells you enough. Okay, he doesn't doesn't understand what's happening. He doesn't understand the concept of what's going on. Code 919 says if you both became sad about the situation, there's no lesson to learn. Nah, I literally wasn't sad. I literally was the same way I'm right now. The way I am right now, that's the same way I was. I was literally like, I called him in. I told him, listen, based on everything that's happened and you coming by yesterday, I think it's best that you don't drive me around anymore. You know, I think it's best if we just if I just drive with someone else, or if I call the cab company for some other driver. But I don't want you as my default driver anymore. And yeah, yeah. And I told him I'm going to give you back those crabs that you gave me, the remaining crab that I have, because I need to give you back your pots and pans, that it came in, and I need my key back. That's it. So yeah, that's pretty much it in relation to the situation. And I was like, that's pretty much it. And yeah, he was. He was not happy with the situation, but yeah, what do you want me to say? Does anyone have any questions about that? And code 919 is asking me, so you have no one to hang out with right now? No, that's not true. Okay, I have other friends, so that's why I'm also not very picky, and I don't mess around when it comes to stuff like this. So yeah, you can imagine. That's what I did to. That's what I did to my Claw 4005. That piece of shit. Like I said, I've noticed in the last 3 or 4 live streams that there's always some stupid parasite or some vermin coming around on the live stream, and I recognize them right away usually, and I deal with them in the same way that I just dealt with my Claw just now. And the story, my foot up their asses and boot them out the door. Eric Anderson says, honestly, I'm a clingy person. Yeah, but not clingy in that way. Okay, listen, when that friend of mine came by last night, I told him about what happened, and my friend knows the driver, and he was like, "Seriously, him?" He started crying and whatnot. I mean, why? Seriously, that's sad, man. This just made my day, and he just started laughing and at the whole situation. He said, "Nah, if it were me, I would have retained some sense of pride." And I told you, listen, if this is the way that things are going to be, if you're going to say these things about me, then I don't think that we should hang out anymore or be friends and so on. You know, he would have tried to save face, but this was just like literally like one of those hobos, you know, that keeps stalking you or keeps walking after you and giving you a sob story in the sense of, please, sir, give me some money. I am dead broke. I don't have any place to go. All the while crying his eyes out just by as a means of getting some, you know, of thinking that you're going to pity him when seeing him like that. Oh, it's just I and whenever I think about it, that kind of weakness just repulses me. I started feeling uneasy, to be honest. And yeah, in any case, I of course I didn't know that he was that way, but when he showed me that side of him, I immediately said, "Nah, I don't want to hang out with this guy anymore. No, 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 no." But yeah, that's like I said, that's a stereotypical third world mentality. Okay, these are stereotypical traits that you can expect from people living in the third world. Just the worthless attitude just never stops. They live in large groups together. Like I said, 5 or 6 people share one house. Most, for example, parents, and you've got parents, and then either the the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law lives together with husband or wife, and they have a child also living together. It's just revolting. Honestly, I don't like it. I honestly see. For example, I live all alone. I live alone. I live by myself. I I'm all about quality, not quantity. But the primary reason for why they do all of this, they do so is simply because they want to. The primary reason for them doing so is because they want to save up as much money as possible. They simply want to cheapen themselves out. Okay, they want to cut costs at every corner. You name it, every imaginable corner. They want to cut costs at every corner, and you have to draw the line somewhere. I'm not going to sacrifice my privacy. I'm not going to sacrifice my level of privacy, okay, just for the sake of saving up on rent every end of the month or something similar. But these are the same stereotypical traits that they have. All they do is want to do is work all day, hustle left and right. Uh, they just have no sense of self worth or no sense of integrity, no nothing. They just And of course, listen, I wasn't angry about the situation because he asked me and he told me, "Do you?" He wasn't. He just asked me whether I was upset over the fact that he just said that he wasn't going to be able to go out with me that evening. I told him, no, it's not about that. I wasn't upset at all. Okay, of course I disagree with him, but I've told him that on multiple occasions. So I just said, no, no, fine, whatever, screw it. Never mind. In any case, I'm never asking you again to go to that specific place that we wanted to go to. If you want to go there, you're going to go there alone, but I'm not, or with someone else, but I'm not going with you. Because I've asked you plenty of times and it's always the same excuse you have. You need to do this, you need to work, you need to do that. I'm done. Period. I told him in front of him. I told him to his face, I'm done, I'm done. Oh, I'm not asking you anymore. And yeah, and when I saw that cringy side, that side of him that just made me cringe, that side, it just makes me feel dirty. It's like when you have a cockroach all of a sudden that just ran past you or touched you briefly. I'm disgusted by bugs and disgusted by vermin. So whenever I see a cockroach or something, my skin just crawls. And that behavior that he displayed was just, it was weakness. I can't describe it any other way. And it just made my skin crawl. And I was just like, ugh, I don't want that kind of thing near me. I don't want that kind of behavior near me. So yeah, but again, I don't miss it in any case. Okay, that's just the way I am. I'm cold like that. It doesn't matter how long I've known you or how many years I've known you, how good we had it. I just break off contact with you and I'm done. Out of sight, out of mind. Um, what else was I going to say? The other thing that I was going to mention too is that the other thing that I was going to mention too is that he also had the same thing, that the attitude that the two others had, the one that I told you about, the one that wanted rice with a big piece of meat. In the sense that he I don't know, they have some kind of delusional sense of grandioseness or grandeur, in the sense that, for example, if we went out, that I paid for everything and I paid him for his time. For example, just because I'm taking up his time, I just paid him for it and I paid him for whatever we did that was fun and that the average person here cannot afford. And yet he felt self-entitled to the point where he actually told me that he's doing me a favor by doing all of these things. Can you imagine that? Just try to envision that. Imagine me taking you out to a restaurant to eat, right? Just an example. Just an example. A restaurant that you can afford. The bill is $500, and you are a cab driver for a living. You are a cab driver or whatever you do for a living, doesn't matter. I just say, okay, because I'm going to take up your time, I'm going to give you $300 for the day, and I pay for the food and I give you time to cover your day basically. and then you actually are stupid enough or delusional enough to the point where you view that entire situation, that scenario, as you doing me a favor. You doing me a favor. That's a good one. That's rich. Okay, that's rich. And yeah, in any case, I don't want that kind of crap. I'm not having any of that kind of crap. Quote 919 says LMAO. Otherwise, he could have just resolved the situation instead of begging for pity. Eric Anderson says sorry. It's okay, Eric Anderson. Stop saying sorry. I don't mind. Speak your mind. Quote 919 says just pretend to be Moreno for a week. Fake it till you make it. You have decoded Indians pretty well. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm familiar with them. Okay, Indians are the second largest ethnic group in Suriname. The only one that surpasses them are blacks. The population is primarily composed of blacks, Indians, and Indonesians in Suriname. So yeah, you can imagine. So yeah, even if he's watching this live stream, my intuition is telling me that he chimed in to listen to the live stream. And again, I don't care if he knows that this is about him or whatever. Okay, I don't care whether he's hurt. I don't care. Okay, if he wants to be heard, then that's his problem. I mean, that's not mine, not by far. If he views it as being hurt, then that's his problem. I'm not hurt. Someone could do a live stream about me. Someone could do something. As a matter of fact, I remember having a friend, right? I remember a friend showing me a customer that turned into a friend of mine, a long-standing customer for over a year. And he showed me something. He told me, hey, there's a YouTube video of you. Someone made a YouTube video of you. And I said, huh? He sent me the link and I just watched it. And it's some nut job, okay? It's some person that's clearly mentally not right in the head. And that person made some kind of compilation that I, for example, am some goetic spirit, and another a girl is that we're all the same. For example, a girl called Linda is also a known YouTuber. Is Moreno Ravenberg, and Moreno Ravenberg is Gusion from the Goetia. Some kind of stupid, just some kind of stupid video. And the first time I saw it, I just laughed my ass off. I was like, seriously, what kind of stupid shit is this? And I told my friend, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Thanks for the heads up, but don't worry about it. I could care less about this stupid video. I mean, how nuts do you have to be? How not right in the head? How mentally insane do you have to be to actually do something like this? To actually go make a video like that? Okay. It's just, It's like as if I made a video, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger looks like Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson is C3 from the Goetia. I mean, and then ask Arnold Schwarzenegger what he thinks about it. I literally couldn't care less if I tried. So yeah, it's just the very notion is that stupid. But I mean, if it were him as an example, nah, it would have hurt him so much. He just would have lost his mind. He literally would have lost his mind. Jason Dunn says, "Well, yeah, I honestly, if you look me up, I think on YouTube, you just look up Moreno Ravenberg, you'll find it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't think so. I only see my own videos. I don't know. It's possible that the video was taken down, but he showed me it last year, and he showed this to me last year, and I'm not seeing it anymore. No, it doesn't matter how far I scroll back. I'm trying to find that video, but no, I can't find it. I've scrolled back. I've scrolled way, way back, and I'm not finding anything. I'm only finding my own video. So it was either taken down or my own videos are overwhelming it. Oh, Code 919 says, what languages did your mom used to speak? The official language here is Dutch, and we all speak Dutch. Or Surinamese at least. But me, they never had the balls to speak any other language than Dutch. Eric Anderson says, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck indeed, right? I mean, how nuts do you have to be to make such a video? And the guy then basically composed, he just compiled and put videos together or images, for example, of the girl first for the first 3 seconds, and then of me, just to show the resemblance, and then that spirit, I don't know, a Goachian spirit that appears as a lion or some animal, you know. It's just when I first saw it, I was literally like, "What the fuck? What kind of fucking nut job made this?" I told him, "No, it's no problem," because he saw it as a serious matter, and I told him, "No, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about a single thing." Uh, Jason Dunn is asking me what I think of all these new agers. New age esotericism is bullshit. Okay, hold on for a second. New age is, I need to put the bullshit emoji just for effect. Bullshit emoji. Is there a bullshit emoji? There is not, just a shit emoji. Okay, fine. I'll just add the shit emoji. New age is bullshit. It's an Illuminati conspiracy. Ha ha ha. Eric Anderson is saying. Yeah, honestly, I don't care. Even if the Illuminati was investigating me, I literally could not care. I've got my patron and my vice patron, my beloved Lord and my vice Lord, so it's all good. So yeah, that's in any case what the day looked like for me. For the rest, I hold up for 1 second. For the rest, I bought a beautiful diamond ring for my beloved vice lord, kind of like an engagement ring. He was joking that we're engaged now. Hold on, I'll show you guys this ring. This ring is by local standards ridiculously expensive. It's $750 American dollars, so close to $1,000. And here that is 4 months of someone's salary, 4 months worth of someone's income. Hold on, I'll show you guys it. I just need to let me see. Let me know if you guys can open the link. Oh crap, the link is way too expansive. Crap. I want to show you guys it, but yeah, hold on. I need to download it. Oh crap, I need to download it first and then upload it and whatnot. Hold up. I already posted it in the group, of course, that group that I manage. Hold on, I'm gonna upload it to my Google Drive account and then I will show it to you guys. New file upload. Yep, I don't have all day. I do not have all day. Excellent, upload complete. Share. Get shareable link. Anyone with the link can view. There you guys go. That is the link. So yeah, enjoy. You guys should be able to open it. Let me know what you think. Look at how beautiful, shiny it is. Marco Mar says beautiful ring. Hello Marco Mar. Code 919 says incredible. Yeah, thank you. Code 919 says Sandalphon liked it. He says like it. I love it. Eric Anderson says very good. Yeah, thanks. I wanted to order color for Jason Dunn says it's beautiful. Yes, it is. I wanted to order colored diamonds online because I love colored diamonds, but I can't seem to find any reliable diamond stores online. There's always some problem. They either can't ship to my address, not my address all the way in Suriname. they can't ship to my appointed shipping address in the US, or it's always some kind of fucking problem with them. They're either fraudulent or semi-fraudulent or some bullshit. Gregory M says, very nice ring, looks expensive. It is expensive. It is $750. So yeah, close to 1,000. Diamond ring, diamond ring. Diamond ring. Quote 919 says, what if someone broke into your house? Hold on for a second, someone's calling me. It's that tour company that is going to host that tour tomorrow. Hallo. Ja, middag. Ja, je belt geschikt. Wie is dit? Oh ja, ik herken je stem nu. Ja, morgen gaat nog door, zeker. 9:30 ga ik vertrekken van huis uit en ik ben vlak hier. Dus ik ben binnen 5 minuten al bij jullie. Dus rond die tijd wil ik direct al dat we vertrekken hoor. Oké, nog wat? Ja, klopt. Dus ik verwacht ook dat alles goed werkt. Dat had ik 2 keer ook gezegd. Nog wat? Dat zit zwemmen dit keer in, is zwemmen dit keer in begrepen? Is het terrein wel goed waar we gewoonlijk zwemmen? Dus je kan gewoon zwemmen, oké. Is helemaal achterop bij Rieberg volgens mij, ne? Oké. Aha. Ja, weet ik, ja. We gaan dezelfde tour rijden, toch? Waar we de eerste keer hadden gereden. Oké. Bird Paradise. Is goed. Oké, is goed, dank je. Okay, yeah, she just wanted to confirm, just an employee from the tour company wanted to confirm the plans for tomorrow. Yeah, and that's it. Code 919 says, what if someone broke into your house and stole these offerings? Just talking about what the worst thing is that's going to happen. Gregory M says, good question. Well, my patrons are laughing right now. And they say in unison, or Van Sandalphon says, and my lord agrees, that it's an understatement of the century to say that that person is as good as dead. So I don't have to say anything else. It's just gonna be, hold on, I'm just gonna show you guys what is going to happen in an emoji form. It's going to be it's going to be literally that for that person. Jason Dunn says, like they say, diamonds are forever. Eric Anderson says, I like gold. I like gold too. I like all precious metals. Daniel Alafonsa is asking me, are you part fecal skinned? What do you mean? Am I part fecal skinned? Daniel Alafonsa says part black. Seriously? So you're telling me, so according to you, black people are fecal skinned? Seriously? Oh. Henkel is asking me whether this is a freestyle. Yes, it is a freestyle. Jason Dunn says, never heard that term before, geez. Henkel says, welcome to the internet. Marco Mars says, that's racist. Code 919 says, another parasite named Daniel. Yeah, it's another worthless piece of shit. He is confusing me with himself, undoubtedly. But yeah, you guys know, okay, the fact that you're now, the fact that you're not seeing, the fact that you're not seeing him anymore speaks for itself. I already booted him and showed him the door, and he's already blocked. So I don't know. He should be blocked from the stream. He shouldn't even be able to make any comment on the stream. So yeah. Again, as usual, just look at me. This doesn't even remotely faze me. I mean, seriously. I don't know. What should I do? Daniel Alafonso, if you're watching this, you are a worth less than nothing piece of shit. Do not confuse yourself with me. Go the fuck away before I waste energy on you. So yeah, again, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where these pieces of shit come from. Literally, I don't know where these skid marks come from. Okay, this is the second skid mark. I've been noticing it. It's like the skid marks noticed that I am live streaming, but they should not be able to comment on live streams. How? So yeah. So yeah, I'm just. It should be okay. I'm just checking to see whether I did everything right in terms of disposing of this piece of crap. So yeah, in any case, moving on, the shit needed to be flushed, and it is flushed. Eric Anderson says, now thinking about King of the Hill. Code 919 says, does Sandalphon have the same value of $800 for that diamond? I mean, you're just buying an item for a higher price, or does it have a higher astral value? It has a higher astral value. Jason Dunn says, I'm looking forward to working with Samael. Hope he feels the same way too. He says, of course he does. So yeah, no issue there. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Anyone else have any questions? Any other questions? Been streaming for 93 minutes now. That's an hour and a half, just past an hour and a half. An hour and a half and 3 minutes. I want to thank Code 919 once again for these glasses. Not that he gave them to me, but for giving me the idea to put on these glasses. I like the way I look, especially during the live stream. Jason Dunn says I'm going to go and watch Godfather 2 now. Okay, enjoy, I'd say. Godfather. I was never a big fan of The Godfather, but yeah. Code 919 says you haven't answered my question yet, Morino. I said yes, it has more astral value. Eric Anderson says fuck him. I'm assuming you're referring to the piece of shit. Yeah, that piece of shit called Daniel Alafonso. Yes, of course. Yeah. I mean, what do I need to say? I think I'm insulting shit by calling him shit. Actual shit is worth more than him. He reminds me of local people. Actual shit is well worth more than him. I mean, the shit is actually, I mean, you can at least use shit as compost, but you can't even use these guys like compost. Even garbage can still be recycled. Oh, Jason Dunn says, thanks for taking time out to chill with us today. No problem. Code 919 says, okay, got it. Sure, no problem. Jason Dunn says, good to see all our usual group here. Have a great weekend, guys. Yeah, the same to you, Jason. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself, etc. So yeah, that is it. And yeah, anyone has any other? Does anyone have any other questions? I don't really have anything else to talk about at the moment. My mind's drawing a blank. Gregorian says, same Jason. Sure, no problem. Code 919 says, how did you defend from random astral entities that come into your home, especially when you don't have any astral senses? What? What do you mean, how did you defend from random, especially when I don't have any astral senses? I don't get that entire question. I obviously have astral senses. Or did you mean in the past, back when I wasn't a magician? Rock K says, can you do more videos about Samael? No, thank you. I already have more. I mean, no, I have more than enough. Just look them up on my YouTube channel. And that is that. It's about quality, not quantity. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Again, does anyone have anything else to say? Anyone have anything else to say? Oh, so yeah, code 919. What did you mean by your last question? I'm not following you. What the hell are you talking about? Are you referring to the past, or what are you referring to exactly? Oh, yeah, for the rest, I have nothing else. Or someone else that I recognize, I can't pronounce your name. I don't even know what to call you. I'll just call you ULV. Code 919 says, not you, Marino. I've seen in one of your videos in that you said yourself. There was any astral phenomena going on, random entities will attract to you. Okay, but you're saying not me. Who are you referring to then? ULV says, hey everyone. Hello, ULV. Feel free to call me Chris if you like. Yes, that would be easier. I'm just wondering why you don't use the name Chris on YouTube instead of something that's unpronounceable. Um, so yeah, does anyone have any other questions? Anything at all? I haven't read any books in a while, and I don't think I'll be reading books again. I'm long done with books. We're talking about specifically about occult books or occult related books or grimoires. They just don't appeal to me. Chris says I got in trouble once for using my real name online, so I decided to use this name. Yeah, I got a question. Go ahead. Hank Hill says, are celestials and demons omnipotent? No, God is the only one that is omnipotent. Okay, but you can use a pseudonym, another, just something else, don't you think? Chris? I mean, if your real name is Chris and you got into trouble for using your real name, then why not use something else? I don't know, Mr. Magoo. Something, okay, something. Just use something for the love of God. Something that's pronounceable. Oh, 919 says, okay, if I'm trying to do a research about magic or doing astral projection, astral entities will attract to me, right? What if I haven't developed the senses yet? How can I defend from them? By clearing and banishing your house. Oh. Chris says his current name is something else, isn't it? Yeah, it's. I don't think the average password of the average person on their accounts online are that strong. I've read once that sometimes due to cultural upbringings, we get fearful of entities that might actually be trying to help. Demons being a prime example, my question is how do I tell which entity is which? By becoming a full blown magician. Code 919 says every day in relation to the banishing, yes, at least once a day or right after you do rituals to clear the entire room of energy. Eric Anderson says think confused, omnipresent. Chris says actually trying to help and which entity is indeed malicious towards me. You already have my answer. I'm gonna copy and paste the. I'm gonna copy and paste what this stream is about again. Uh, sure, yeah, you guys, let me know if you have any other questions. I'm not tired. I have no idea why I'm yawning. Code 919 is asking me whether summoning Jesus would be necromancy. You can't summon Jesus. Jesus is like, okay, Jesus follows after God. So you could politely ask him to appear, but you don't have the authority to command him, of course, because it's Jesus. So it wouldn't be a summoning as more as a calling upon. Chris says, so it comes with practice and experience. Is that about right? Yeah, you need to be a full blown magician. It's like asking how you can deal with it when your car breaks down. You need to become a mechanic if you want to be fully prepared, or you need at the very least be able to do everything a mechanic can do. So if in case your car breaks down, or in case your car breaks down, you're actually able to fix it by detecting a problem and going about it the same way a mechanic would. Code 919 says Jesus is a human, right? Well, he was human when on earth, but he is divine compared to the average person. So by human standards, he's divine. So yeah. And Gregory M says was a human, yes. But again, it's not necessary to think about stuff like summoning Jesus and God, because again, it's impractical. Why would you want to do something like that? It's impractical. Okay, it's not necessary to do so. Code 919 says, thanks for correcting my grammar. Chris says, yes, I see what you're saying. So for now, relying on my intuition concerning the being is probably the best bet. Ankel says, do you believe Jesus was what? Do you believe Jesus was what he supposedly claimed to be, the Son of God? Yes, not supposedly. If you remember exactly, okay, when he died at the cross, all hell broke loose, and he ascended into the sky, etc., etc. Marco Mars says, in my view, Jesus was a mortal human being who died and went to heaven. No, I disagree, but okay. So Chris, yes, relying on your intuition is simply the best bet. If you have nothing to work with, then you have to make do with your intuition. Gregory Young says, quote 919, no offense intended. Jesus is in. Quote, oh God, quote 919 says, you must write a book on not giving a fuck about Burmans. Well, quote 919, he says, no offense intended. So yeah. Gregory Young says, I appreciate it. I'm sorry, code 919, that was about me, that remark about Vermin. I must write a book on not giving a fuck about Vermin. Eric Anderson says, can you summon Virgin, what? Can you summon the Mary, the ghost of the Virgin Mary? That's what you mean. The ghost of the Virgin Mary, that's not so much black and white, okay? But again, I don't see the need to do so. That's, I mean, if you're going to go that way, then why not summon the Holy Ghost? In the name of the Father, the name and the Holy Ghost. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Why not? Okay. Honestly, the heavenly or the divine triad, as I see it, including Mary, is off limits. Marco Mars says the reason I believe Jesus is a normal human being is because I follow rabbinic Judaism. Yeah, like I said, okay, that's your opinion, but I disagree. He wasn't a normal human being. Normal human beings, even back then, could not do the things that Jesus did. Normal human beings can't walk on water and things like that. No, 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 no. Quote 919 is laughing. I'm assuming that you made a joke about me not writing a book or not giving a shit about Berman. It's funny, but it's not haha funny. Gokun House says, greetings, Morino. Just wanted to say thank you for all of your videos and article. I still haven't reached the end of the videos, but the vast information already has overwhelmed me totally. Yes, thank you. My humblest thanks to you. Yeah, sure, no problem. You're welcome. So yeah. I might have a question for you guys. Which one of you of the people that are watching this and are proficient in spirit summoning, right? Or have at least held a ritual, what's the scariest thing that you've experienced, ritual-wise? What's the scariest thing that you've experienced ritual-wise? So, 919 says Morino upgraded occult and thrown. Morino upgraded the occult and threw away a lot of shit and false information. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for all the praises. So yeah, let me know. Regarding ritual, I already discussed in the live stream what the scariest thing was that I experienced. Another thing that I can think about is that another thing that I can think about in terms of scary experiences is when I summon my higher self. My higher self is a solar angel, and he Right before I summoned him, I heard buzzing in my ear, kind of like a bee almost came right next to my ear, but one of those huge black bees, which is impossible since everything was closed off and I didn't even have mosquitoes in my apartment when I summoned him. And after the ritual, he made the lights go out twice in the afternoon and again in the morning time at 5 or 6 a.m. Just everything, boom, fell out, total blackout in the entire building, and he did that twice. So yeah, that's it. That's the only other intense experience that I can give as an example in relation to in relation to things I've experienced during ritual or scariest experiences. But that wasn't scary. Nothing scares me. With Samuel by my side, nothing literally scares me. I've seen it all pretty much. Um, so yeah, let me know. What have you experienced? Any of you? I'm assuming that at least one of you must have experienced something scary during a ritual or something. Gregory M says nothing yet, but I'm not that advanced. Okay, yeah, point taken. Code 919 says someone online hacks me for no reason. He says just for fun. At night, my bulb in my home popped when I went to sleep. There was a little girl in my home. Okay. My friend who does half projection helped me remove the spirit. Eric Anderson says Jesus born human, but he was more human. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, you mean Jesus was born as a human being, but he was more than human? Yes. Chris says, do dreams count? Yeah, sure. Share the dreams. And Kill says, while not in a ritual, so to speak, scariest feeling was like I was leaving my body as if my body was dissolving like styrofoam into gasoline. Heavenly body buzzing and ringing in the ears at various pitches. Okay, yeah, I can see that being scary. Another example is that when I was a child, I experienced sleep paralysis once, and that can be a bit terrifying. The feeling of being trapped in your own body. It's like you're completely paralyzed, and the only thing that you can move are your eyes. And I remember too, when I briefly woke up, there was a fly right in front of my face, but I couldn't move my hands to swat the fly away, so I just went back to sleep. But yeah, you can imagine how terrifying a feeling. It's like being buried alive. Imagine being in a coffin and being buried alive, being 6 feet underground. And yeah, it can be terrifying. Even for me, I'd still be a bit intimidated. Not terrified, but I'd be a bit intimidated. Immediately, I would come to I would rationalize everything, and I'd say to myself, okay, worst case scenario is that I die of starvation. But nah, I wouldn't let that stop me, okay? I tried to dig my way out, even if I have to break with my bare hands through the entire coffin. But yeah, it is terrifying. It is terrifying. Oh, Gregorian says, but our higher self is not supposed to be friendly or helpful to us. Yes, they are friendly and helpful, but this one was neutral towards me. I wasn't too fond of him, and the feeling was likewise, but our bond has grown since then. And in any case, it was simply a side effect, okay? He was that powerful. The energy that his lingering energy his energy kept lingering, it still kept hanging around in the room, even hours after the ritual. And my beloved Lord Samael had to clean it up. Code 919 says, my brother gifted me a statue of a saint before, and I don't know anything about the occult. Used to feed him every day. One night I requested him to come to my dreams. My whole body buzzed as well as my ears and saw my dead uncle in my dreams. It's my first spiritual encounter. That's nice. Mark Umar says, I've never had any frightening experiences during occult rituals. One time when my friend summoned Mamo, we heard laughter after knocking over a candle. I was not afraid, but it surprised us. Yeah, Mark Umar, I remember. You commented a couple of times on a couple of videos of mine with these kind of stories. Not that I mind, but I was like, huh? So yeah. Uh, Something that happened last too, okay? Not last, but let's just say a couple of months ago when I First off, when I still work with that seraphim angel, Zechariah, when I still work with him, at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning, I felt something coming, something intense. And I remember that was the same feeling I had when I first summoned my beloved Lord Samael. And it's the first feeling I had. And it's the first feeling I had. And I summoned him, and it was Zechariah that was basically coming since I started working with him. And what I basically simply felt was his immense energy coming. And I heard sounds outside, like someone moaning, and I took a look outside, but I didn't see anyone. And, my intuition immediately told me that was astral moaning, it wasn't physical moaning. And all the while, I just felt stuff coming. I felt a feeling of impending doom, of something really intense happening, or not impending doom, but impending intensity. And I loved it, but at the same time, I felt a bit intimidated, because that's the same way I felt back in the beginning when I worked with my Lord Samael. So yeah, when I summoned him the first time. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bug just hit the corner of a wall. And yeah, and I said, okay, holy crap, this is a sign. Okay, Zachariah, his energy is just malefic like that. So yeah. Um, Chris says, well, I had a dream once where I woke up inside a dream, looked around my room, which was completely like in real. Maybe one detail was different, but that's about it. I realized that a completely black being was sitting on my bed. There was some sort of link between us. It seemed like the being was draining me somehow. I was extremely scared and tried to run out of my room. I was moving in a slow motion, or I was moving in slow motion. And when I grabbed the wall of my room, I could feel it, like it was completely real. Never had a dream where I could feel like that. I understand. You most likely just astral projected, and that entity either had something to do with it, or it was just an entity that felt nosy and wanted to bother you briefly. Code 919 says, are you afraid of spirits and ghosts when you were a kid? If so, when did the fear go away? Yeah, I wasn't. Like I said, it was always, for me, the occult was always fascinating. So I was always fascinated, but on the one hand, but on the other hand, I felt, how should I put this? I felt on the one hand, I felt fascinated, but on the other hand, I felt a bit uneasy. So yeah. Hank Hill says, saw an arrogant demon boy in bluish hue hissing at me while I was severely ill with food poisoning. Could have also been a delusion, but that's unlikely. Quote 919 says, because the darkness fears me. That's the only weakness I have. Not me. I love the darkness. That's why at night I rarely turn on the lights. I only turn on the lights everywhere else in the house except my bedroom. I just love the darkness. I love being in the dark. It just fascinates me, and I feel drawn to it. But at the same time, I know that there's danger present there, so I tread with care. Eric Anderson says I have sleep paralysis. Hank Hill says true. In regards to my delusion comment, yeah, it's since you were sick, it's possible that it could have been a delusion. It's not. Let's not get superstitious. It's not. It doesn't have to necessarily be the case that it was a spirit. It's unlikely that it was a delusion, but still, nevertheless. Hank Hill says I love the darkness too. Code 919 is asking me why I love the darkness. I just said why. It fascinates me. I feel drawn to the darkness. Like I said, I feel it's basically hardwired into my system. Okay, I feel drawn towards. That's why I feel drawn to destructive gods. I just feel drawn towards all that is hidden and untraceable, and therefore the darkness too. But at the same time, I know that there is also immense danger present there, so I tread with caution. And Kill says it's comforting. Yes, exactly, it's comforting. I turn off at night when doing live streams. I the light in the background is the only thing I turn on. Usually at night, the light's completely off. Okay, everything's completely off. Okay, the light in my room, I either set the lights to dim because I have dimmer lights in here, so I set them to the lowest dim, or I just turn them off altogether. I love the light. The light is nice. I mean, I love the darkness. The darkness is nice and cool, and it just puts me at ease somewhat. Just like Hank Hill says, it's comforting. What else was I going to say? So yeah, those are things that I've experienced. And there was another thing too. I think I remember telling you guys too that in the past you had entities. I had a lot of entities that haunted me and caused me a bunch of pain and a lot of pain and suffering. Right? I had entities that caused me a lot of pain and suffering. And the thing is that these entities. That one of them, I don't know, one of them by sheer coincidence came my way again. And this was a month ago. This was pretty recent. And I, and the guy just, I mean, it was just some entity that I can hardly remember, just a stereotypical ghost in white or an entity in white. But I felt the feeling of it wanting to do me harm. And I just had a dream a month or so ago that this entity was standing in front of my house. But Samael took care of him, of course, and he's the one that told me. When I asked him what was that, the following morning, he told me that it's one of the entities. He told me it's one of the entities that haunted you when you were young. By sheer coincidence, walked past, if you will, or came past, or drifted past, and he recognizes your aura, obviously. But and he told me, no, don't worry about it. I already took care of him. So yeah. Uh, Code 919 says, I've seen your ghost stories videos a few days ago. They're really fascinating. Want to hear more from you. Gregory M says, why are we all afraid of some entities? Is there a reason to be afraid of them or no reason? Yeah, that's because it's human nature, okay, to be afraid of something unknown or something that is greater than you. It's like asking why is a pig afraid of a lion? These spirits are, generally speaking, larger and greater than us on an existential scale, and they have the ability to cause us great harm. So that's why you automatically feel an instinctive sense of fear. Code 919 is asking me, are those entities sent by someone or are they just nosy? I'm assuming that you're referring to the entity that haunted me, that reference. If so, then they're not sent by someone. These were just random entities in the house that I grew up, like I stated in a couple of live streams ago. So yeah, and these entities are very malevolent, though someone else says, specifically the ones that haunted me. But I'm aware of that because there were also a good deal of them. At the very least, a couple of them are also Martian. So yeah, for the rest, that's pretty much it in terms of ghost stories for me. So yeah, I have a bunch of other stories too. I don't know if don't remember talking about them in my ghost story video. But of course, while working as a security guard, especially when working the graveyard shift, I came into contact with several entities. I remember being in a guardhouse once at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I heard someone whistle right next to me outside. I was sitting in a guardhouse, and the guardhouse had windows. It had shutters for windows, and I clearly heard someone, make a whistling sound, not as in the sense of singing, not in the sense of singing, in the sense of calling out someone, like wee, like that. I can't whistle, so I can't do it, but that's what I mean. And I just went outside and I patrolled around the entire guardhouse. Nothing. It was completely empty and dead. There was no one outside. And another time, I already told that story a couple of live streams ago. I saw a tiny black boy with long vampiric teeth after having astral traveled subconsciously while I was asleep outside, and the kid that black boy started attacking me, and I just put my foot in his face and I booted him to the ground, and he was unconscious, completely knocked out. And that's when I woke up, and all the hairs on my entire body stood upright, like I was hit with electricity, with a heavy jolt of electricity. Oh, what else? Nothing else really. That's pretty much it. And yeah, when I took a look at my watch, it was 5 a.m. in the morning. Code 919 says, have you seen Samael attacking other malevolent entities? That would be a show. Yeah, I can remember it vaguely. But usually, of course, I don't see that, nor do I mind. I don't need to see it specifically. Um, I don't need to see it specifically. I immediately noticed that everything's cleared up and everything is clear of any kind of negative energy. Chris says, can an entity which before has been friendly to you cause you harm out of nowhere, even if you're doing nothing wrong? If your bond with that entity is neutral, but there's no real reason for that entity to do so. So, for example, if a friendly entity turn enemy, no, it's highly unlikely, Samael says. Gregory M says, what's the point for those entities being malicious and maligned with human beings? Nothing, just torture. It's in their nature. Hank Hill says, have you ever heard of or come across rainbow serpents? Any thoughts of them if you have an opinion? No, I've heard of the phrase briefly in the past, a long time ago, rainbow serpents, but I don't know what they are exactly. Let me just look it up. The rainbow serpent or rainbow snake is a common deity known as Wagil, often seen as a creator god and a common motif in the art and religion of Aboriginal Australia. It's named for the identification between the shape of a rainbow and that of a snake. There's even a festival in Australia, in Lexington, called the Rainbow Serpent Festival. It takes place every January. Nice. Eric Anderson says, oh, mean Michael. I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean by that comment. Hank Hill says, any thought? I'm sorry, I'm rereading it now. Those are my thoughts on it. Code 919 says, how can the spirit make whistling noises? They don't have a human body, right? How did they even have that much energy? That's normal. Astral spirits are capable of causing physical change. That's the very basis of magic. Astral entities causing physical change. That's the whole backbone of magic. Oreo says, I love your glasses, Marino. Yeah, thanks, Oreo. I know I look good in these glasses. Thank you for all the compliments. So let me know what your thoughts are on everything that we're discussing right now. Oreo has just come online, I assume. In case you've just come online, Oreo, the discussion is about miscellaneous things, and we're currently discussing scary experiences to share. For example, scary dreams of being haunted, or a scary experience you've gone through while doing a ritual or afterwards, or anything relating to that. That is what we're currently talking about, but it's a miscellaneous stream, so you can talk about whatever you would like to. But thanks Hank Hill for the rainbow serpent reference. It is slightly interesting. I might look into it deeper, not in occult wise, not as a project, but I might read the Wikipedia page later on. Solos 9107 says, "Hey, what site do you get all your information and search up spirits on?" There's no site on which I search up spirits and get all my information. All of my information is comes from my own website that I discuss. Code 919 says, would you appoint Michael as a third patron? No. As I stated in a previous live stream or previous live streams, back in the very beginning, I seriously considered Michael as a patron, but I chose, it came down to either Samael or Michael, and I chose for Samael, obviously. And regardless, I still love Michael very much, but not enough to the point of making him a patron. He has helped me a lot, and he has helped me a lot, period. I had another question. Can you guys see my eyes through these glasses? Solos 9107 says, okay, cool. I just saw you search up the rainbow serpent. I thought you were using a site. No, it's just Google. You know, I just copy paste, or I just copy and then I don't copy. I just select and then right click search rainbow serpent. Code 919 and Gregory M say no, they cannot see my eyes through these glasses. That's what I like so much about them. So I can even close my eyes and just sleep, and no one has an idea. I know it, but I just thought to ask of it just to be sure. What I love about these glasses, I've worn these glasses before on a terrace, right, when near a swimming pool, and it just goes to show you how brazen people are. Where I just went like this, lying back, and people thought that I was asleep or something, and they just look at you from head to toe, and they assume that you're only looking at them when you turn your face towards them, for example, like this. Then they immediately just turn their face or divert their gaze. Uh, but they have no idea that I'm looking at them. I mean, I can look all the way up to the corners of my eye from left to right and vice versa. And no one has any idea that I'm looking at them because my face remains straightforward. Code 919 says, ha ha ha. No, we can't see your eyes. Solos 9107. Hank Hill says, what if there is one, the end goal of human spiritual ascension? Is the goal geared more towards integration into the source or becoming more of a stronger individual? It's about integration. It's about becoming one with God. That's all. If you just want to become a stronger individual, that's more left-hand path-ish. But you're restricted in with the whole thing. Code 919 says, no wonder spies wear glasses. Eric Anderson says, would you appoint Hakari as a first patron? As a first patron. That's a good one. Hakari as a patron. That's a good one. No, obviously not. But it all depends on your preference or your choice. Okay, if you want to, if you're, if you like Hakari, then yeah, I'd say be my guest. If you like Hakari, then I'd say be my guest. But yeah, no. It's dark as hell outside. It's gonna rain. Um, so yeah, anyone have any other questions? Code 919 says, I would have rather suggested Freya. Yeah, hot piece of ass, Freya, definitely. Eric Anderson says, haha. Another thing that I was going to say too is, speaking of Freya, I watched a movie the other day called The Guidebook to Evil. It's a compilation of short horror stories, and To be honest, the movie sucks. I couldn't watch anymore after I think an hour or half an hour or 45 minutes. I just deleted the movie. I downloaded it. The Field Guide to Evil. And the beginning scene is nice, okay? It's about two German girls in, I think, medieval times or so. Or they live in some kind of secluded village. They engage in lesbianism, so they strip naked, of course, and have sex. And I don't know, the village is governed by some kind of spirit, some kind of forest spirit that comes to bother the girl that actually committed, that instigated the lesbian affair. And he just keeps torturing her, and she can't sleep, but she doesn't stop and continues anyway. It was just very funny. Solos 9107 says, I know being an occultist, you deal with a lot of different spirits, but you just mentioned the name God. Who do you class as God? Yahweh, Yahweh. The Yahweh God, the Almighty Yahweh. The Almighty Yahweh. Chris says, the way you talk about spirits, you seem to believe that they are real beings. Have you always held this belief, or is it something you came to believe? Eric Anderson says, well, kind of UI. What do you mean? Do you mean that you can see my eyes through these glasses or what? In any case, Chris, what are you trying to say? That spirits aren't real? What do you mean exactly? Elaborate on your question. Code 919 says, the Samael agree that Yahweh is the Almighty? Yes. Yes, they all do. Okay. So continue, guys. Any other questions or any other remarks or anything else? Anything whatsoever. Code 919 says you look like a spy, Morino. Yeah, thanks. My outfit tomorrow is going to be all black. I'm going to wear original black Lacoste t-shirt and black shorts for the off-road thingy, for the whole off-roading thing. Sia Sheila says, damn, them snazzy glasses. Yeah, thanks, Sia. Chris says, I believe they're real, but I'm not totally convinced yet. There is the belief out there that they are just part of our imagination, and up to now, I didn't have any experience that supersedes what my imagination could produce. Well, that is up to you. If you become a full-blown magician like me, and you start producing results that can't possibly lie within the scope of your imagination, then you'll see for yourself. By that logic, you can also argue that life is nothing than a delusion, that you're doing nothing but dreaming, and that life is a dream from which you want to wake up, and that everything around you is just a figment of your imagination. Code 919 is asking me whether I'm going to stream tomorrow. I don't know, maybe. Why? Why? Tolos 9107 says, I follow the Orisha faith. We also class Yahweh as God, but why don't the Orisha like or deal with the entities? Um, what do you mean exactly? You mean the Orisha gods? Chris says, I didn't want to argue. I wanted to ask what your belief was and how you came to it. No, I understand. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not upset or anything. I'm literally just meaning things the way I'm saying them in a flat tone. Well, my belief is and how I came to it, I always knew that God existed because I'm knowledgeable enough to see God present in the world everywhere, according to the Christian faith. So, yeah, you can't ask for more proof than that. Erica Pedro says, hey, I'm just joining now. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. So, on Yahweh, dark and light, correct? Then split into two in the New Testament referred to as God and Satan, two beings? No. Where did you get that idea? Satan is an angel that God created, and along with other angels, they became fallen angels because it was God's will. God is almighty, okay, and God is everything, the good and the bad, the Alpha and the Omega, blah, blah, blah. Oreo says, oh, then I've been somehow ended up astral projecting 3 times, not fully separated, of just felt sensation all over my body, which I can explain when this happened to me. Fear was the thing that didn't let me fully astral project. What do you think about that? What kind of person, what can be the reason why I've ended up feeling this sensation? This happened like 4 months ago. Nothing really, other than psyching yourself out. Okay. Well, something that's difficult for one person is easy for the other, and vice versa. Hank Hill says, one scary experience I just remembered and would like to share. I used to have heavy suicidal idealizations, much better now. Laying in bed with the light off, I saw this small light sway towards me, and I heard in my head, don't worry, I'll take care of you when you die. I responded that I didn't want to die, and it replied, well, that's not what you told me, and then proceeded to grow in size until I turned the lights on. Code 919 says, do you still see hyena outside? That hyena? No. No. Hold on, I can show you the hyena. Hold on. I'll show you that hyena. And you need to tell me if she's not a hyena. Ah. Sit up. Hurry up, hurry up. Share with people, get shareable link, copy link. Here's the hyena, code 919. That's what that hyena looks like. And Hank Hill, what replied further? I mean, what happened further? Solos 9107. Hey, do you believe that entities can manifest themselves in a person's body and speak through that person? Yeah, that's normal. That's called being ridden or being possessed. Code 919 says, holy shit, that's a hyena. Yeah, well, that's what I've been telling you. It is a hyena. That's the hyena. Okay? That's that fucking hyena. That's what I've been telling everyone. Eric Anderson agrees. Oreo is asking where the hyena is. The hyena's here, okay? It's a former colleague of mine. Can you believe that they make me work with these kind of animals? Erica Pedro says, I've wondered about the split from my own research. Old Testament uses Yahweh. New Testament no more, only split into two, God and Satan. No, New Testament forgoes the Old Testament, but oh, you want to see People Eater, code 919? Let me show you People Eater. Erica Pedro, listen. Even in the New Testament, it says clearly that God says that He's the omnipotent one, He's the Alpha and the Omega. Satan is sometimes used as a metaphor for evil and malevolence, and other times it's referred to as an entity. Hold on, let me show you People Eater. I'll show you People Eater. No! I still get scared when looking at her, even after all this time. Oh, motherfucker, cancel. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just put up a pitch. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me show you the people eater. Just give me a second. I'm just cleaning up something here. Let me just upload it. File upload. Where the hell did people eater go to? Let me see. Hold on. I need to re-download people eater. It lost. Yeah, hurry up. Share. Yes, motherfucker. Oh crap. Yeah, this is people eater. Yeah. Solos 9107 says, ha ha ha, how can you call the girl a hyena? That's not a girl, that's a hyena. Oreo says, is there any other occultist out there you can recommend? Not really. Hank Hill says, I slept that night with the lights on, nothing else after that. In this period of time, I would get nothing. I would get constantly reoccurring thoughts and insults shoved into my head, whether from me or from outside forces. Gregory M is asking me whether the hyena is the typical woman of Suriname. Yes, unfortunately, that is the case. Nothing but circus freaks here, or failed bestiality experiments as the one I just showed you, or like the one I just showed you. And Kill says, I managed to elevate myself from the awful state of mind that lasted years upon years. Good for you, Hank Hill. Lazar Welgi just came online, says nice shades. Quote 19 says, oh my God, that's not a people eater, that's a Godzilla. I don't know, it might be an insult to Godzilla. I don't know. Chris says, Hank, congratulations on getting out of that state. Yeah, for me too. Good for you, Hank. Code 19 says, looks like she can't fit in the drive. Yeah, I thought so too. I think that was the problem. She can't fit in Google Drive. Solo says, that's a good girl for you. Haha, you should wife her and make a few kids. No, thank you. I don't do bestiality. I like, you're just kidding, obviously. I don't do bestiality. I like human women. Oh. Eric Anderson says people eater is Galactus, now eat world. Yeah. Code 990 says people eater is a good match for Marino. Hank Hill says, what are my thoughts on aliens and extraterrestrials? I've never had any experiences personally, but have always been curious what they are about. I think aliens and extraterrestrials or just UFOs in general are just they're just that. Okay, a couple of kids playing outside on the street. They're just the neighbors' kids. They're just they have nothing to do with the occult, in my opinion. Aliens are existing beings, and they belong more to the paranormal, but not so much as extraterrestrials. But they're physical beings. They're not astral. So they're not spirits. So that's it regarding aliens. Uh, Lazaro LG says, what are your thoughts on the ego? I had a long talk about it. What do you mean? What are your thoughts on the ego? As in destroying one's ego or anything else? Ego as in pride? Because if that's the case, if that's what you're referring to, then I'd simply say that the ego is simply pride, honestly, sometimes in excess, but I don't really have any thoughts on it. For me, it's just a neutral character trait that some people can have. And yeah, so yeah, now you guys have seen the hyena, you guys have seen people eater. So you guys see what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking out of my ass. I'm saying things that are actually, legit. Um, Solos 9107 says, "Hey, do you class Satan and Lucifer as one being and two different entities?" No, they're two separate entities. I've said that multiple times in the past. Oreo says, "Lesser banishing ritual. What's this for?" It's for banishing, grounding, and cleansing. So banishing and cleansing an area from any kind of energy, neutralizing all the energy in the room, and and grounding is simply for grounding yourself, or after a ritual becoming just coming back to your default state of mind and no longer in the elevated state of mind that spirits put you in. Code 19 says, "Yes, I believe you now, Morino." Okay, so now you see that I'm not kidding when I say that these are the kinds of women that you'll find here commonly. Code 919 says, "I'll make people eater as my first patron just to ward off evil entities." Yeah, she reminds me a lot of Michelin Man, or that white giant blob thing that was in Ghostbusters. Also the blob. She reminds me of the blob too. Lazaro LG says, "Is a weakness having ego or a boost?" So you mean, is it beneficial to you or detrimental? Because I find having an ego motivates me, but the moment my ego is blown, I become vulnerable. Like I said, it all depends, okay? It's neutral. Your ego is no different than a character trait you possess. It can be a beacon of strength, or it can be, better said, in your case, lack of it can be a detriment to you. Oreo says, "What do you guys mean by people eater?" He has no idea. The link. Okay, people eater. This is people eater. Code 919 says people eater is basically a huge physical entity in women's form. Yeah, honestly, I should be terrified, but I'm not, because she knows that I can just torture her into submission, which I did. It's gonna rain in my location. Let me turn on the lights. Mm. So yeah, I you guys can hear the rain in the background. Solo says, "LOL, people eater and hyena, what a combination. How did you come by them? How did they come your way? Lucky you." No, it's not that. I used to work at a call center, and that call center, these were my colleagues, or these were some of my colleagues that I worked with. Oreo says succubus, Code 919 says sucker fuck. Yeah, ironically, she's into black guys. I mean, she loves dark meat. All of her boyfriends are either Rastafarian guys, or just bush Negro guys, guys that are literally as dark as the night. So yeah, I remember there's also another girl that smelled really bad, and I called her Stinky Negro because she's a black girl and she just smelled so bad. And I don't know, even in an air conditioned room, I could stand a meter away from her and she still smelled bad. And I thought to myself, God, You just really need to spellcaster. You need to remove. I think you're possessed by some kind of stinky demon, some kind of demon that makes you smell like shit. So yeah, uh, I just tortured her too. I told her, you from now on, I'm gonna call you Stinky Negro, and she just sought help at others in the sense of, please talk to him. He's bothering me. I mean, you guys know me. I'll just torture you into submission. I'll just bully your ass into submission. Eric Anderson says, oh, you mean Marshmallow Man? Yeah, Michelin Man or Marshmallow Man. That's what people here reminds me of. I'll show you guys the Stinky Negro. I call her Stinky Negro. Um, I forgot her name. Um, I forgot her name. What the fuck is her name again? Let me see. I forgot what her real name is. She's just Stinky Negro to me. Let me see if I can find her. Trying to find her. I'm trying to find the Stinky Negro, but I seem to be unable to find her. No, I'm sorry, guys. I can't find her. I forgot her. Oh, wait, now I remember her name. Now I remember her name. Ori was asking me, when should the lesser banishing ritual be performed? Like I just said, if right after a ritual, for example, in order to ground yourself and neutralize the area of energy. Yeah. I'm going to show you. No, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I can't find the Stinky Negro. So you guys will just have to use your imagination in relation to Stinky Negro. Oreo says just cleansing isn't enough. Yeah, the ritual is a cleansing, banishing, and grounding ritual in one, all combined into one. Eric Anderson says shit demon. Code 919 says when people eater and hyena are at close proximity. Yeah, I had a names for a bunch of people, but I'm just gonna show you guys what a nice woman looks like. These kind of girls, there are only 1 in 1,000 of them here, and I'll show you them. Honestly, I am more into Caucasian women, but this girl is also, I think she's either black or a mixed race girl, but she still looks great. We're talking about she's practically an 8.5 out of 10. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show her to you guys so you can see for yourself. Come on, motherfucker. Oh, shit. Uh, Give me a second. Come on, man. She is in. This is a picture that I just sneakingly took. I'm good at that. I'm good at things like that. When someone passes by and I'm wearing my glasses, I just go like this. And to the average person, it looks like I'm just busy with my cell phone. But in reality, I've already snapped a couple of pictures of you, even at point blank range. So when you're right in front of me. And yeah, this girl is This girl is literally like finding gold in Suriname. Okay, only 1 in 1,000 women look like that. I mean, she is practically just as good looking as me. There you go. Erika Pedro is asking me what my opinion is on the angel work done by the Gallery of Magic, several books from them. I'm not familiar with the Gallery of Magic, so no, I can't tell you. I'm going to take a bathroom break of a couple of seconds. I'll be right back. Hi guys, I'm sorry. The internet fell out. That's the problem. Yeah. Let me see. Code 919 says hot. Gregorian says cute. Eric Anderson says me too. I love white women. Oreo says I just made a frame for my sigil of goddess Astarte. Should I put my blood in the sigil before assembling it to the frame? Now, plenty of girls like her in the Caribbean. Gregorian says. Hank Hill says weird sound disturbance on the audio. Oreo says rain probably. Code 919 says not rain, it's the audio. Wow. Gregory sounds like that. Damn, what just happened? Moreno is being kidnapped by Agent 47. These things happen when spirits are around. Well, now Moreno is dead. Gregory says maybe the noise was a spirit trying to inform us that the live stream was over. Hank Hill says I'd make a joke about Sandolph on motorboating the speakers, but I don't want to be offensive. Uh, Sandalphon says haha in a neutral tone of voice. Code 919 says it must be Samael. Oreo says no cancer in a spirit, it's Agent 47. Chris says 47 doesn't kidnap, murder perhaps. Hank Hill says I really like Moreno's content, I'm glad I came across him when I did. Eric Anderson says it's fine, he is back. Chris says XD, code 919 says what's your backup internet provider? Farbonet is called my backup provider. Speed is and 1 MB upload. Can you guys hear me okay? Everyone can hear me okay, right? Despite the fact that there's a huge storm in the background, it's raining as fuck and whatnot. Audio says audio ain't clear. Are you sure? Can everyone hear me okay? Audio is 7 to 10. Okay. Let me see what I can do to improve that. Audio says 6 out of 10. Chris says not clear, but I understand what you say. Code 919 says, yeah, we can understand you, but the audio is fucked up. It's not the rain. Okay, no, it has to do with the has to do with my connection. Then my connection is somewhat unstable. Hank Hill says the audio is a little off, but I can hear you clearly. Eric Anderson says 6 out of 10. Okay, give me a second. Let me see what I can do to make it better.